All right, while she's fixing that up, I'm Karen McIntosh, and I teach third grade at Highland Turner. And this Miss Michelle Sayer, she teaches speech at Highland Turner, and we're part of the ACT team. And one of our goals for the ACT Catalyst thing was making a way to better our PLCs in our classrooms and at our school, because at our school there's only one teacher per grade. So we get once a month we get to meet with the other schools in the district, which is good because we get to work on curriculum and analyze our data and stuff. But we also wanted to make sure it was better to at our school to help improve test scores. And because one of our things we've noticed is that our GAP kids and our IEP kids are being left out, and they're not quite meeting the goal where we think that they should be. So our problem at practice was our school is a very small rural P through 6 school. In order to effectively use our PLC process to increase collaboration between and among teachers to effectively advance student outcomes. So that was our big thing that we was going to try to accomplish for this school year. For expected results and long-term impact for the students, because it's always the students are in mind. The students will be on grade level for 7th grade for both reading and math. So our short-term and our outcomes for our learning for the 2017-18 yearly goals, our data shows that our GAP groups, both free and reduced, and IEP students overall perform lower on all areas of the test. Our action that we was going to take is to create a plan for ensuring PLC meetings are highly effective since they are critical for improving student outcomes, using different data points to leverage discussions and sharing. So from there, we took, okay, we're going to start with the teachers. One of the things that we started after having one of our first ACT meetings this year was being able to self-reflect. And one way to self-reflect in the classroom was to videotape ourselves in a lesson. Now, if you're like me, it makes me nervous with other people coming to the classroom and they watch and you know they're sitting there taking notes. So I was all for the video. Let me do the video. I'll grade myself. I can self-reflect. And, you know, that was very helpful for me because I didn't see a whole lot of things wrong in the room, but there's always something that you can make better, whether it's student engagement or maybe I caught up on this group of kids more than I did the other ones. Did I include my IEP students in my discussions or when they raise their hands? Because we can't leave those out. So complete self-reflections by using videos and setting short-term goals for the PLC process in individual classrooms. And then the teachers will identify and complete at least one micro-credential that aligns with their PGP goals.
And then we have a big support with our principal. She is right there with us. She goes to everything that we do. She is in it for us. So we want our principal will create an effective culture and collaboration within our school for effective school improvement, using specific ideas, protocol, strategies for collaboration teams, and to set greater student outcome. And she's right there with us. I mean, she saw where our process started with PLCs. We were doing, you know, when the first process started, we had no idea what we were doing, to be honest with you. We were meeting, I mean, my special ed group, we would meet in the lobby when we were on duty in the mornings, really quick, like 15 minutes we would show up early with our notebook, write down everything that we collaborated between our students, put it in our notebook, and then we were ready for anybody to ask us questions because we were like, I don't know what we're doing. And I know other teachers were doing the same thing. They were trying to meet early in the morning before classes got started, but you know, you didn't know who to collaborate with because we only have one class per, you know, grade level. So she just started developing the process, and she would come to us and say, this is what we're doing, what do you think? So then we had our district level, we do the district level PLCs. So once a month we meet at a school, and it moves, it travels, so it's not just at one elementary school. So it might be at the county school out in the county one month, the next month it'll be in the city. So, and each teacher gets to meet with their grade level, and they collaborate and look at their curriculum, because we're now starting to have a curriculum based on the same strategies. Everybody is teaching the exact same thing at every elementary school, so which is great, because before you'd have a child transfer and they were on the 40 pages behind you, or they were on units ahead of you. So they were either ahead or behind. So nobody was on the same page. Testing, we're looking at how this is going to help the students grow with their test scores, as well as being able to function as an adult and get to the 7th grade and to high school. And I had no idea where that would put me as a speech therapist, because I'm like, I go in, I do my thing, I take my kids, then, what do I do in this process? Well, the speech therapist as a district, we meet. We get to discuss what we can do to improve. What are you doing with Johnny that has, no speech? What are you doing to increase your IEPs? And then how are you doing with, your goals? So that was great in that concept. And when we do the special ed meet as well, and as we work I'll go back to our PLCs in our schools, the special ed as well as me, we rotate around because we have kids in all the classrooms. So we meet with each group. So like this month, I'm with kindergarten. Next month, I'll be with the upper grades. And it's like that for all the special eds. So that way we can help with their strategies to help make the gap and the IEP kids improve. So, and as district-wide, in the Breathitt County District, we are all doing the cooperative learning. We're doing Plan, Do, Study, Act. And every classroom, as well as special ed classroom, as well as my classroom, does Plan, Do, Study, Act. We do mission statements, I can statements, all of that. So that way all the kids are on board from the beginning. We also try to do, as Highland Turner, our act through the micromanaging and everything, we're also trying to stay on the same page from preschool all the way up to 6th grade, so our vocabulary flows. So if you're doing reading and problem solving, we're all doing the same steps. It might look a little different, but they're the same steps for kindergarten as they are to problem solve in 6th grade. That way, our vocabulary is flowing. The kids aren't like, when we get to 4th grade, well, I use this word differently than they used it. So, which we're hoping that will help with getting our kids where they need to be. And then it's a cohesive differentiation for the high expectations. We have strategic goals. We all analyze our data and look at how we can make our kids improve for their higher standards, whether they're at the low end or the high end. So.